All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. My name is Dave. Cover the Bears for SM, joined by Ficky. Also covers the Bears, writes for SM. The show is presented by Sports Mockery, and we're going to go ahead and recap. I know we're about the fourth quarter is still about 12 minutes left, but we are going to go ahead and recap just the first half. Of course, we'll have the game finished up here in the next maybe 30 minutes. I'm not sure. This game is going by really, really slow.
Yes.
However, Caleb Williams and the starters, it went by really, really fast. So
too fast.
I'm excited, man. Caleb Williams, he balled out. He sent a message. He gave the media something to talk about, right? All the guys have been talking about him missing the practice net and struggling, whatever it might be. I mean, this offense, I'm glad they took a week off, Vic, just to kind of get this thing, basically ready to go for the Bills. And they were, it was perfection.
Yeah. I mean, you can't
outside
go
a couple things, but like Caleb didn't get touched.
Nope.
He looked really, really comfortable. Just instant reaction. I'm just so happy. Just so happy.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better situation. He went on the first drive. First off, let's start how the first drive even started. Tyler Scott's kick return, right? You're like, oh my gosh, this is so Bears, right?
Well, the Bears obviously start within this 10-yard line. I was like,
you're on your own 7. I'm like, good. Okay, typical Bears. Like if that's an Eberflus team last year, we're going 3 and out on our own 7. That's how that typically would go. But we see quite the opposite. First play, nice little play action, throw to the flat to Colston Lovin, gets like 7 yards. Next play, throws a dot to Cole Kmet for like a 15, 20-yard game. Then you hit Colston Loveland again. Then you hit DJ Moore on a nice little out route, quick timing type play. And then you hit the guy that's been kind of the winner of training camp we just talked about in our last show, but Zacchaeus, right? Alamade's been coming up all the time. And we were talking about, hey, look, this might be a special weapon, and what a great signing for Ryan Poles. And we saw it play out today with the 36-yard catch, right? Caleb delivered the ball surgically fast. Another thing I want to say is that not only did Caleb throw the ball accurately, his decision-making was quick, right? He had a clean pocket, which helps in that. But what we saw last year, which was really bad with Caleb Williams, is he'd hold the ball too long. Hey, if your guy's open, throw it. Even though you might be wanting to throw it to your second read that's developing further down the field, if your guy's open, throw it. The NFL's a game of inches, so you got to take what the defense gives you. And we saw that today, and he delivered the ball straight down the field, and we ended up, he went 5 for 6 on the first drive, for 93 yards in total for the drive. I mean, what else can you ask for your quarterback when you're getting the ball first? And I know it's a preseason game. I know it's not against starters, or not all the starters, but this is what you want to see. If it was the other way around, then it would be a problem, because then now you're worried about, in preseason, we talked about all of this negative stuff that's come up around the offense, which is fair because it's training camp. That stuff's going to come up. But when you don't see it necessarily translate out, and this is their first outing to show us, and it looked pretty clean from a process standpoint, how can you not walk away and feel really good? Right? At least about what they did. It doesn't mean they're Super Bowl champs. Doesn't mean we're winning. We're going 17-0, right? You take it all with a grain of salt, but for what they were supposed to do, they met the mark and more. And so you can't have any complaints about how they performed today. And I want to give a shout out to the defense as well. They were short. They were only out there for a little bit, but they did what they need to as well. I think they made the Bills go 3 and out on the first drive, and then we never saw the starting defense again. They did their job, and he pulled them out.
Actually, Montez Sweat was out there. Was he not?
No,
that was Austin Booker. He was mistaken.
Booker was out there. Yeah, he was.
Because I was shocked when I heard Montez Sweat's name late in the second half. I think there's a minute left in the first half. I'm sorry. The second quarter. And I was like, Montez, what? And so then it was Booker, which is a good thing. If you have Austin Booker, which he has a knee injury. I'm hoping it's not serious, but there's actually been quite a few injured Bears so far. But let's keep it with Caleb Williams in this offense, because, if you watch today, NFC North, NFC, you got to be like, okay, I know it's preseason, but if it looks anything like this, which it should, this is what we're expecting. Caleb and Williams, obviously number 1 overall for a reason. Ben Johnson, hottest coaching prospect, bright offensive mind, perhaps one of the best right now in the business. That first offensive drive, I want to go through it real quick if you're okay, Fick. We have first play, Caleb Williams pass short to Colston Loveland for 8 yards. That right there, I'm like, okay, that was easy. Caleb Williams deep pass to Cole Kmet for 29 yards. That was on 2nd and 2. 1st and 10 at the Chicago 45. We have Caleb Williams pass short left to DJ Moore, 6 yards. Like, okay, you're like, I like this. It's just stringing along. Obviously, you have the big play for Kmet. And then right after that, you have Hankins, the running back, because Monangai was, I think they actually have big plans for him. I think that's why he sat. I'm not sure if that's the case or if he's maybe banged up.
I heard there was some report that maybe he got banged up on practice, but yeah, nothing's been confirmed. So
yeah, and he 5-yard run, but then 2nd and 14 because of the offensive holding. How many times have we seen a Bears offense that kills a drive? Kills a drive. And I understand it's preseason. I don't give a fuck though. Caleb Williams, very next play on 2nd and 14 in Chicago 41. Short pass to Colston Loveland. I say short for 18 yards and a 1st down. Hankins again, 5 yard. He gets 5 yards. And then a really, really good job by Caleb Williams kind of spinning out. I think he went to his right and he just kind of throws the ball away, but he gave Zacchaeus a shot and it fell incomplete. But then very next play, it was 3rd and 5, Buffalo 36. Pass to Zacchaeus for a 36-yard touchdown, right? Santos extra points, good. I mean, that first drive, we saw so much, right? The balanced run game. We had Caleb Williams obviously start off hot, but then, of course, to overcome a holding, this is why these guys are out here. I don't think Joe Thuney was there, but I think it was Jonah Jackson on the hold. Is that correct?
No, it was Drew Dahlman. I think it was the center.
Drew Dahlman, the center, yeah, which it is what it is. But I just love that entire first drive. Like I said, had it written down. It was beautiful, man. It was great. And then
couldn't ask for something any better. I mean, that's about as good as it's gonna get. And you talk about what was great about it. It wasn't like, that was I remember preseason we got the last preseason game where we got really, really hype about. I can remember was like the Fields to DJ Moore. Like DJ Moore took it. Like he had 2 touchdowns in the first half, but they're both screen passes like 2 years ago, right? It wasn't like that. It was a consistent drive where the ball got touched by multiple weapons, right? A big thing that we've talked about, I've wrote tons of articles at this point, was 12 personnel and also the love that Ben Johnson has for tight ends. And funny enough, the first 2 plays of this drive were, the first play was designated to Colston Loveland. That play was made for Colston Loveland on that. I think it was a play action slip across, right? That's for him. So that's definitely designated for him. So you saw that. And then the play right after that, the biggest play before the touchdown was the 29-yarder to Cole Kmet. And then you hit your next biggest play before the touchdown was then to Colston Loveland for 18 yards. So it's your first play for 8 yards, and you have a 29-yarder to Cole Kmet, and then you have an 18-yarder to Colston Loveland. That's what? You're looking at like 36, 40, like around 50 yards of the 97 yards. So half of the yards of the 93 yards were dealt with tight ends. And then the other 2 was a big play by Alameda Zacchaeus, which was about 40 yards. And then a short play,
dude. Vic, that guy is, we've said it time and time again, and people are preaching it or just stating how good he is and how he's been just basically making a play every single practice. It's quite incredible that he is wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, probably 3. If I had to, I don't know.
I'd say 3, but yeah.
We haven't talked about him yet. And he looked.
Yeah, we'll get to him. But yeah, that's he looked good too. I mean, look, there wasn't anybody that on the first game you could walk away and say there was people that on the first drive, though, it wasn't the starters that you could walk away and be like, oh wow, he didn't perform well. Right? Like Braxton Jones, for example. I think across the board, that first drive wasn't necessarily perfect. Like if they go look in the film, I'm sure they're going to be ripping shit apart tomorrow morning in practice, right? But things I was looking for. How did the left tackle hold up? Held up pretty decent, right? You're not worried too much about Braxton Jones where it's like, oh, he gave up a lot of pressures or a sack. There was one play where the guy kind of slipped in and it was on that quick out to DJ for that 6-yard gain. Shout out to Caleb for feeling the pressure and throwing it. But overall, other than that pocket, like when you were looking at the replays, Caleb Williams had plenty of time. Like there was that one screen he threw into the ground, but and that's a screen, so pressure is going to be allowed through. But other than that, I mean, you can't ask for a better blocking against that D-line. I know it's not starters, but again, that's something we have not seen, and that was our biggest concern last year. They talked about it 68,000 times on this on this showing on the game today on the broadcast about how he's been sacked 68 times. Yeah. So the big thing I was looking for was how's that O-line, which we haven't seen play together, and they're missing Joe Tooney still. So we haven't even seen the best O-lineman of the group, but just to see that they did their job, kept Caleb on his feet. He wasn't running for his life. Music to my ears, because if that can be replicated into the regular season or translated into the regular season, that's what's going to make this offense really soar, because we have all the weapons, but it doesn't matter if your quarterback's on his ass every freaking play. So I'm excited. I was actually most happy with that. The question is that we'll have to work. We won't know now, Dave, but the question is, will that tape show enough for them to be like, okay, Braxton Jones, or was Theo's tape, because Theo went with the second round. I mean, the second group. He got the second team reps. That's what I'm looking for at left tackle, while Ozzie was at right tackle with second team reps. So,
no, I'll tell you this right now: Braxton Jones is going to be the starter. He's going to be the starter week 1. It's just, unless there's an injury, I don't see him not getting the nod. He looked okay today. I mean, Caleb did not get touched those first 2 drives. That second drive should have probably ended with points as well. You had, I love it. First of all, they ran the ball quite a bit on that second drive, which again, Caleb Williams, you talked about Ben Johnson and just how he likes to lull you to sleep, the play action. You've kind of been harping on it, and we saw it again. He just back-to-back runs on first and second. It's 3rd and 5. Love Caleb Williams finding DJ Moore on that outright to the left, out route to the left. And then you had basically another penalty, but it was on the Bills. And then there was an incomplete pass from Caleb Williams to Rome Odunze, who was the target on 3rd and 5, which should have been a first down. Rome probably catches that 9 times out of 10. So I'm not worried about Rome. We got a nice Torrey Taylor punt.
He had 1 target. Yards. Yeah, he had 1 target and 1 drop. It's fine. He would have made it up later in the game. I'm not concerned.
And that was it. That was it from the first team offense. But I think, like you said, Braxton Jones, I think he looked relatively good. I think the whole entire offense was just there was a storyline about, like Ben Johnson is kind of hiding Caleb Williams. That's why he's not playing him, right? He doesn't hide him in the preseason, wants to kind of keep him at bay. And it just couldn't be, the opposite. Caleb looked so comfortable.
Wasn't hiding today.
He's got the low socks today. Like, he didn't pull him up, man. That's how relaxed this guy was. He was, it was just very, very impressive. As far as like what we needed, this is what I wanted. Like, I would have loved to have seen Rome catch that, because I think the Bears probably scored another touchdown there. They were just rolling, man. They were just, and I know it's the Bills. 0. I know it's perhaps a second, team defense. I don't care. At the end of the day, you gotta make the plays. You have to go out there, this is what it's supposed to look like, right? And you talked about Justin Fields, right? It was a screenplay to DJ Moore. It was electric. It was so much fun. But what we saw today, it was Ben Johnson's scheme. They were building on stuff. Tight ends, 12 personnel. Cole Kmet looked good. Colston Lovin looked good. I know Luther Burden didn't get reps with the first. I don't think he got reps with the Caleb Williams. So. But, I mean, he is bought in. That's the one thing with this team. Right now, they're up 30-something to nothing.
31
Ben Johnson's still? Serious as hell. 38-0.
Oh, they scored again.
These guys had the energy on the sidelines. Yeah, Ian Wheeler scored on last drive. Austin Reed's another drive right now. It's 2nd and 9. About 6 minutes left.
First of all, shout out to Ian Wheeler, man. I'd love to see. That's what 2 touchdowns from today. So I would love to see. Honestly, because of the running back injuries that keep happening, he might have a chance to make this team. He was more on the outside looking in, but
we could see a trade here soon, though.
Huh? What'd you say?
We could see a trade from who was that running back?
Brian Robinson?
Yeah, from Washington. Is he in Washington?
I mean, it'd be interesting. It would be interesting. I feel like, though, if Roshan's truly, like, if he can play, I just feel like you run with him, in my opinion. Because you have Swift, you have Roshan, and you have Kyle Monungai. I don't think Monungai is going to be out for that long, right? So, I don't know, though. They could, though. I mean, that report just came out, so we'll see what happens. You never know with these trade speculations. Everyone's kind of in on them, and then out of nowhere, boom, a bomb's dropped. So, we'll see. It's definitely intriguing for sure.
Right now they have Dennis Allen just had a crazy blitz He wants that shutout too. But like I said, we're going live a little early. But overall, I'm really excited to see what this offense looks like. It just stinks that we have to wait. There's one more preseason game, and then we get Monday night, so we get to enjoy our Sunday. But overall,
one more preseason game, and then isn't there a week in between where there's no football? Isn't that
typically there is? That's typically
I can't remember because they keep removing the game. So is it closer to that? I'm trying to think. So next week will be the 24th. And then that means there'll be one more week after that, and then the football. So it sucks. We have like a bye week in essence before the season kicks off, which kind of sucks. So
it is what it is. It's gonna be here before you know it, and then we have our mental health will be determined by our football team and how they play. So, but you're up 38-0 on the Bills. It's quite impressive. And I'm another thing I wanted to talk about was essentially what's the word? So basically the perception on just Caleb Williams, right? Like for me, I was a little nervous going in because it had been rocky, right? But to come out here with that pressure in Chicago, and I know it's a preseason game, but like if he does not play well, this would have been, it would have been a very long week, not just for the people at Hallis Hall in that building, but even Kate, like just all the fans and whatnot, just to come out here and to put almost a perfect, 2 drives, in my opinion, it was quite impressive. I don't even know if I need to see a third. I really don't even, because there's been a lot of injuries today, especially on the defense. I think I'm good.
That's what I was talking about. You know my take on preseason. I'd rather get in your joint practices so you don't have a Terrell Smith possible ACL tear or Devin or Austin Booker knee injury. So. This is a good point here. Austin Booker, Terrell Smith, and Dom Robb key injuries in this game. Now, Dom Robb hasn't really done much, so that's not going to be that big of an impact. But Terrell Smith is easily, Jalen Johnson should be back for week 1, but he's CB3, so having him out probably for the year. I don't want to speculate on his injury because we don't know what it is yet, but if it was an ACL tear, he'd be done. Austin Booker, it seemed like he walked out on his own, so that's promising, but a lot of injuries, and I do not want to risk that for Caleb or really anybody. I don't want any injuries. So I don't know. If they don't play, I'm fine with it. If they play, obviously we're going to watch and be super excited about it.
Yeah.
But it's preseason. I'd rather everyone just be ready to go for the regular season because those are the games that actually matter. So
I had predicted, or I think I even either predicted it. I said I wanted to see these guys play just a little bit more, and I wanted them to play against the Chiefs, both games essentially. Like I said, I've really backtracked just because of how good it looks. I want to see them, obviously. Well, actually, the fans and everything, the practices are now closed, so it's going to be in-house. Of course, we'll get the reports and such. But these guys, if they just lock in the next couple of weeks, stay healthy. That's all you can do right now. Obviously, you don't like seeing Dahlman with the penalty, but everything's fixable. And I think the best case here is just bubble wrap and execute, right? And just they're going to be in the lab. Ben Johnson looks so pissed. I'm watching right now. 2 minutes left, 38-0. They're at the goal line, the Bears offense, and he just looks so serious. It's such a night and day difference from Flus.
It reminds me of like since I'm a Knicks fan, but like Tom Thibodeau, they'd be up by like 20, and he just straight face. Like it just nothing, I know a lot of people quote tweet and stuff and saying like job's not finished, but that's kind of the vibe it gives you with Ben Johnson. And I'm fine with that. At the end of the day, look, it doesn't matter what my coach looks like on the sideline. It's all about what my coach can do off the sideline, which means how is he calling plays? How does the team look execution wise and everything in between? And so far, again, and you might think we might be drinking the Kool-Aid, but Ben Johnson, there has to be new data that comes in to make me not feel good about what he's building here, right? Because of all of the reports about how he's handled himself with the media, about how, it's come out about the team practices and the goals of the team and things like that. It seems like he's setting this team up in the right way. He's building a culture, right? That should, we don't know how much or when, but should equate to more winning, to winning seasons at that, right? And we have not seen that for the Chicago Bears in years. We have not had a winning season, Dave, for the Chicago Bears since 2018. That's 6 years.
Yeah.
So
we've had a couple, 8-8,
we had
500.
Yeah, we had. Well, did we have a 9-8?
17.
Did that count? The 9-8?
Where we made the playoffs? Was that 2020?
Where Jimmy Graham walked off? Was that were we 8-9 and we snuck in? I can't remember.
I think I don't. Either way, I get what you're saying. It's been very, very long.
It's been a minute.
And the NFC North is going to be a complete.
Tough.
It is going to be hell for every single team. So I mean, there should be a winning season here. Making the playoffs is going to be really tough. The wild card is a possibility. The Bears have the weapons and the talent. It's just like, how fast can this come together? How healthy can this team stay too? But I think the offense, I mean, as long as we'll go as far as Caleb and Ben can take us. And this defense looks great. I'm excited. Jalen Johnson, before the game, was working out, which was really, really good to see. I mean, he looks a little stiff, but I mean, week one's probably he should be there. Kyler Gordon, hopefully too. Mm-hmm. We lost a couple players. Terrell Smith, that's a real big bummer. Just a week before the season, and cuts. You just hate to see anything like that. That is just it's brutal timing.
I mean, injuries suck overall, but like that guy's he was gonna get snaps. He got plenty of snaps last year, so that sucks.
Deion Hankins, who was RB1 tonight due to people sitting, he's hurt. Dominique Robinson, I don't know if that experiment's done. Terrell Smith, like I said, and then Austin Booker. I mean, that's a tough one. Booker looked good tonight too. However, one guy I want to just give love to, Andrew Billings. There's a clip here that I saw, and I clipped it and I put it on Twitter. He's taking on 2 Bills. He's getting double teamed and just driving them back. He's insane. This guy is Billings. So underrated and fun to watch. Like, defensive linemen, right? The tape could be fun, but Billings, what he does, man, it's impressive. He's just a giant human too. I just can't believe.
We saw the impact of that last season, right? Our rush defense was top 15, and as soon as he was out for the season, we went from top 15 rush defense to literally 30th. Just from him being removed. Like, he is a very important piece. So it's good that we have a lot more rotational pieces this year. Like, Grady Jarrett's in there as well. So it doesn't just have to be big boy Billings all the time. But yeah, Andrew Billings deserves that contract extension he got because he played fantastic last year. And this year he did well and this preseason, he's played well as well. I mean, he had that half sack with Austin Booker. And then Booker had another sack. So this is crazy. Austin Booker's had 4.5 sacks in 6 quarters. And I'm trying to not fall for the trap that I fell for last year. And I still need to see it translate against starters and on, a regular season game. But man, it's hard when you see the plays he's making to not be impressed and to not want to drink the Kool-Aid. But I'm still going to kind of be cautiously optimistic on what that will mean for Austin Booker going into this year. Because if he can be a true wrecker, right? Let's say we get like 7 sacks out of him in the regular season. That's fantastic. That's huge. That'd be a big win for the Bears because he's not going to be starting, right? So that'd be a big piece to have. But again, I'm kind of being cautious about it because we saw what he did last year, and I just need to see it translate on the field, on a regular season game.
Yeah. Well, the game is officially over. Bears win 38-0, complete the shutout. Very, very. I mean, it's preseason, but 38-0. I think that's quite impressive, especially in the preseason where you can have your backups. Obviously they go through the first, second, third string, and all 3 levels, all 3 phases, outplay the Bills, who are a Super Bowl team. I don't know, man.
I mean, look, that's what you want, right? That's the best. That is the best case scenario. You score a lot of points and have your opponent score 0. That is, you can't ask for a better score. So again, preseason, hopefully we can get a game like this in the regular season, right? That's what we want. It's a good sign that at least your team is focused, right? That's something we could take from this. At least Ben Johnson had his team prepared to fight today. And that's huge. Because we've seen preseason games where they come out here and they're slow. I think someone mentioned a comment here that said like there was no pre-snap penalties. You're right. That was one thing I was looking for. How many false starts? How many pre-processing penalties. I mean, like pre-snap penalties, and there wasn't any. There were some holds, which I think were a little iffy, a couple of them. But when it came to both Tyson and Caleb coming to the line, now I didn't get to watch Austin, but when it came to Tyson and Caleb, when they're running their offense, none of that. So that just gives testament to Dan Rochard, to Ben Johnson, all the coaches, and also to the players themselves, because they showed up today, put on their suit and tie, and went to work. And we saw tons of stories during camp where there were tons of issues when it came to false starts, like every practice, every joint practice. And that's going to happen in practice. That's where I want it to happen. But sometimes that spills over into the preseason, which then means it spills over into the regular season, which is exactly what we saw last year. And so I'm hoping this is a change of tide, right? Where that what we saw today gives you hope that going into week 1, we won't see many of those penalties, right? Or at least a lot less than what we're accustomed to seeing.
So I think I was looking, the thing with when it comes to the camp and training camp, there has been a lot, but I mean, this what's the word? So when they were installing this offense, it took a couple weeks. They just finished about a week and a half ago. And I talked about this last pod, but once they finished it up, you're allowed to kind of move a little faster. You kind of got a better understanding of everything. I'm not even just talking about the quarterback. You have everybody on the same page. That's why the defense is always typically ahead when you're spitting. But
you're good.
What I'm saying is it's just ever since once they finished the installs, everyone has looked more comfortable. And then they had all week to game plan, and they just executed. And it's very, very impressive. I think there was a play, though, with Colston Loveland, and I love that he's starting, right? 2 tight ends. I think that's I just love that he's out there. Obviously a top 10 pick, but he did have, I think we got bailed out on a false start. I think they called a neutral zone infraction on Buffalo. And then Loveland looked like he moved just a little bit early.
Yeah, he had like a little tick, but
I'll take it, right? You're at home. You get those sometimes, but all in all, I think that it's never going to be perfect, but to be at home where I know it was still loud. You're on offense. It was still loud. And they did the opposite of what typical Bears teams do. And I get it's preseason, but with Justin, when Justin was, we talked about that play earlier, that was just like the screen was behind him too, right?
Yeah.
Fields did not throw a good ball. And with Caleb, his touchdown pass to Zacchaeus was on time, led the receiver, allowed him to basically keep that momentum.
Yeah.
And he did the rest, right? 46 yards to the house. The guy's impressive. It's almost the exact same play he had against the Bills at the joint practice, right? We all saw that clip going around. Obviously a little different, but the timing and the velocity that Caleb gets the ball out, and it's just those little details, of course. And then every pass he threw, Loveland's giant. I thought he was going to overthrow him. No, it was right in his hands on I think that first drive. Cole Kmet, same thing. He's a giant. Can make plays. He actually has good hands for a tight end too. So all in all, I know the pre-snap, it's going to happen. We're going to deal with it. Every game's not going to be pretty. Minnesota they could whoop our ass, right? But we're at home. I think
definitely possible. Yeah.
I like our chances. So I want to get
this gives you, if you have a confidence meter, this definitely moves the meter more towards the positive side. And that's all you can ask for, right? Because the opposite, which we've seen plenty of, does not make you feel good and doesn't make you feel confident that this team is prepared to handle that week 1 opponent. And that's what's different. I feel like it doesn't mean that the team will beat the Vikings, but what it means is what it does make me feel is that the team will be ready and prepared, and they will give their best effort to beat the Vikings, which was not the case for a lot of the other games last year, right? Where it's just like, oh, guys are making so many mental mistakes left and right, here and there. Later in the season, too, and it's like, oh, this should have been cleaned up by now. The guys weren't prepared, and we talked about it. There wasn't that level of accountability, and you definitely know that is different when it comes to this team because of Ben Johnson at the helm. So
the one thing I had a note here, too, just from the game, something I think that's just going to translate. I know it's preseason, but something that's going to translate is the way they play, which is hard. They're physical. We talked about that, right? Miami and their beat reporters, whined about how the Bears maybe cut it too close. They're whatever. They're physical. That translated to today. They're aggressive, dude, right? And at the same time, the vibes on the sidelines during camp, during tonight, everything is just so different. And for me, it's not just the preseason, it's not just the joint practices. It's just a theme of how this coaching staff, it's not even Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, all of these guys, all these players are bought in. And so for me, they're playing the same brand of football in practice, joint practices, and now preseason. It's quite impressive. And I know 38-0, it was just a pure dominance. And of course, that goes across the depth of this roster. And so for me, I think it has to translate, right? It may not like, may not get a Super Bowl this year, but I think there's an identity that's been built already. And that you can't say that, with Eberflus. You couldn't even say it with Nagy at times. That was the biggest thing. We're still searching, finding that why. So for me, I'm just excited because I feel like this team truly has an identity from, the 53 or 53rd man to, the assistant coach, assistant, everything all the way to, of course, Caleb Williams, who's leading this team. So for me, Ben Johnson, Caleb, this is arrow up, trending up, huge win, bubble wrap them. Let's prepare for Minnesota. That's how I feel.
No, I mean the same thing. Look, that's all you can take from preseason is.
Yeah. Well, and also Luther. I know we didn't talk about him, but I think he's just incredible.
No, I mean he looked great. He's always looked great. I know the blocking, right? No block, no rock.
He's deadly with the ball. He's deadly without it. Those 2 touchdowns, right at the goal line, Fick.
Mm-hmm. Crack
those blocks.
Those motion crack blocks. Those are great.
Those are tough, bro. As a defensive lineman, or a player,
the best thing was though, it was his catch on 3rd down. That was not an easy catch. Mm-hmm. Where it got measured and ended up being a first from Tyson. That was that's what I was like, okay, that's the Luther. He also had the clip that we both posted where he caught it and then he did his little juke, made the 43 on the Bills.
On number 43.
Yeah. That's what we drafted him for, right?
That
true yards after catch, the Yak King. Get the ball in his hand and let him.
I felt bad for the Bills' second team players having to deal with Luther burden.
Well, it didn't work.
Being out there, your DB trying to make this roster, and you're like, you're lining up, and who the fuck's 87? Why is he moving like that?
Yeah,
that's a first round talent.
Yeah, welcome to the NFL.
First round talent. Luther is.
No, he looked good. He had like 3 receptions, 49 yards or something like that. That's pretty impressive. So, yeah, that was the offense even more did amazing. I mean, the whole team did amazing. You don't beat 38-0 and not on both sides of the ball have a lot of great things that happen. But Dave, before we move on, you want to hit our first ad read here?
Absolutely. And again, appreciate everyone that's tuned in right now. We got 140, 150 plus on YouTube. Of course, so many more across all the other accounts. So appreciate it. But let's get to our first one.
Absolutely. First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Love it. Yep. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Pascal Johnson. I want to go to kind of our, not biggest risers, but just players that I feel like just played really well. Helped their kind of boosted their stock. Yeah, is what I'm trying to say. Because I don't think we have a player that didn't play well outside of.
Well, that you could tell. Like, I'm sure if you went through the tape, but yeah,
we're gonna look at the all 22 and stuff, but. Yeah, let's just go through.
There's no way from first reaction. I mean, look, you don't win
the Bills 38-0. Yeah, it's like everyone.
It's kind of hard to find. There wasn't a lot of bad stuff. I mean, you won 38-0. There wasn't like an outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I will say there was one player. This is the only one, but I don't know if he'll make the team. He had a good play. I think it's Jade Walker, 32. He's a cornerback. He almost blocked a punt, which was awesome. But he was getting cooked by that 6'4" wide receiver a lot on the back end and got caught with some penalties. That's like my only stock down guy. But again, I don't know if that's someone who's making the 53, so I'm not too concerned. So But that's it.
Let me see if I can nitpick anything here. Rome's got to catch that. That just because that keeps the drive alive. Caleb's stats get even better. That's just selfish Bears and my agenda.
No, I mean, you got to catch that.
And I'm not afraid to admit it, but Rome's got to catch that. And he's been so dominant in practice, joint practices. So, like I said, I'm not worried about Rome. 9 times out of 10, he catches that. So that was an anomaly. But so
it's hard, isn't it?
It is hard. These damn injuries are pissing me off, but that's nobody else's fault.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I really Terrell Smith.
I want to talk about the navy blue end zones. That's
a positive. That's stock up.
They got to keep that. That could be a staple. Man, what else? The fact that we're having to think this hard about negative stuff. And I know it's
normally we can spot it.
Hit a like button for that. The Bears are treating us well right now. So
yeah, facts. A lot of stock up though.
A lot of Tyler Scott in the very beginning.
Yeah, but then he made up for it. He ended up with
also we don't get that 93-yard drive without him doing that. So
no, yeah, that's one way to think about it. But I mean, look, Tyler Scott, you want to talk about stock up, right?
That was awesome catch.
Beautiful catch, but he also had a couple other big catches. I think he had like 4 receptions for 50 yards as well. I think he may have been the leading wide receiver at the end of the day. So talking about someone who's on the fringe, right? Roster bubble. I don't know. Today's performance seems like, maybe that's not the case. And you want to talk about stock up too. You want to go to his touchdown and be the guy who threw him the ball. Tyson Bagent. Because I said last week he was stocked down. I think that's fair. He did not play that well this year. Sorry. It feels like 2 different years the way he played. But this game, he was, and you probably have the stats, but went really well.
Let's just go through it real quick. Caleb Williams, 6 of 10, 107 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 130 passer rating. Very, very good. There's a drop in there, of course, Rome. So it looks completely different. They probably score another touchdown. It looks better. Let's go to Tyson Bagent. 13 to 22, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 103.6 passer rating. I think he locked in QB2. I love Case Keenum, and I think he outplayed him last week. But this week, it's like the upside. We know what Case Keenum is. Good dude. But Tyson, he has a little, even the way he was maneuvering the, escapability, keeping the play alive. Just an impressive player. I'm excited about him. I liked what I saw tonight. I think he's locked in QB2 as he should.
I think he was going to be anyways. Look, Case Keenum's 37, but Case Keenum has the importance of this on this team. That's why they went out and got
vibes guy for Keenum, veteran voice.
Yes.
Also, I think he pushed Tyson. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, sure. Look, it's not like he just came in here and just put his feet up. I definitely pushed him. You don't know how many quarterbacks they're going to run with. Sometimes you need some teams run with 3, some run with 2, right? So I think it definitely put a little fire into Tyson's ass, but that's good. Like, that's what you want. You want that across all positions. You want these players to have true competition. Iron sharpens iron and get better. And look, if that's what led to Tyson, I mean, obviously you got to give credit to Tyson. It wasn't just that Case Keenum's here, but I think you made a good point that this is the upside of Tyson Bagent that you'd love to see. Like his, he got away from like 3 sacks today. Yeah. And then delivered some beautiful balls. One of them was the touchdown where he rolled out. And then the other one was he like dipped and then rolled to the side. And then Maurice Alexander was right there like earlier on in his first drive and threw a nice little drop-off bucket ball to him that went for a big gain. So overall, I mean, Tyson looked really, really good today. I didn't really have any complaints, or he didn't really have any missed throws, or he didn't throw any hospital balls or, late reads that gets your wide receiver in trouble. So hats off to him. That's a great way to bounce back. I think that's also great too, is seeing these guys. There was times during this game and obviously last game where there's adversity that peaked its head. And a lot of these guys, bounce back from those situations. And that is great to see, because let's be real, when it comes to the regular season, there's going to be tons of times where you're going to face adversity. Shit's going to go wrong. For example, you talked about the Drew Dahlman hold. Typically, the Bears, when they face adversity like that in the past, under the Eberflus era, you're not getting that first down. It's over. I don't care if you got a sack on first or holding on second. Whenever something negative happens, drive's dead. So to see something like that, and to also see how Tyson Bagent bounced back after not a great session in his first week, it just goes to show the culture that they're building here, and that gets you excited, because what I think that leads to is instead of a 2-game losing streak going on to 10 games, it stops at 2. You know what I mean? Like, you don't allow the things to stack because the negatives keep piling up, because you don't have the mental fortitude and the accountability to bounce back from those situations. And so obviously you don't want a 2-game losing streak at all, but I think overall it tells you that shit's going to happen. Happens all in the NFL. You're going to deal with some bad losses. It's how you bounce back from it. And this is giving me hope that this team, for once in at least a decade, will know how to bounce back from those adversity that strikes. So we'll see, though.
Well said. Speaking of adversity, Ian Wheeler, talk about him. Obviously, ACL injury last year on Hard Knocks. 19 rushes for 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.2 yards a pop. Looked awesome tonight.
It's great. That's how you try to make the team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. I don't know what the Bears are going to do. Swift, obviously, Roshan, I think he's hurt or something. But
we took 4 last year, 4 running backs: Roshan, Swift, Travis, and was that it? No, there was one more. I feel like we normally take 4. So if they don't go add someone else from free agency or something, or trade for someone, I think you might have a shot. At least practice squad, right?
Possibly.
I think so, because it'd be Swift, Kyle Monangai, Roshan, and then whoever 4 is. So
I'm looking. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Also be interesting to see where Luther is, kind of, because he's stock up, but so is Zacchaeus. So it's a good problem to have.
Zacchaeus is crazy. That man is going to single-handedly limit Luther Burden's reps. And Luther's great. He earned so much today, just due to the fact that he is blocking like a madman. I can't wait to watch all 22, because I know he had those 2 big blocks, but I mean, he just played his ass off. And that's what I'm talking about with this coaching staff. Everyone is bought in from everybody. And Luther, I mean, he looks like Brandon Marshall out there just popping people. It's quite impressive. Even Darnell Wright on that first drive, where he just put, I think, number 70. I can't remember.
Put someone on his ass.
Put him on his, it just trucked him. And then, of course, I think it was Hankins had that block. It was that throw to Rome. Yeah, Rome's got to catch it. But I mean, the pass pro
blitz
was very, very, very impressive. And I think, Kyle Monangai, he can make that. But these guys are disciplined. His eyes are exactly where they need to be. He pops and gives Caleb just enough time. But Caleb at the same time this guy was locked, and he got that ball out under 2 seconds.
He was throwing the ball
second and a half, because he threw that ball to Rome.
But that's what Ben Johnson, if you look at Jared Goff and the Lions offense, one of the quickest times to throw. Ben Johnson's about bang. Make a decision, bang. Obviously, there's certain plays where that isn't always the case, right? But in most cases or not, he wants you to make quick decisions. We go all the way back to that training camp clip, right, of the presser, where he's like, he has to, where Ben, it was our first interaction or first time hearing about Ben Johnson get on Caleb Williams. He basically snapped at him at practice. You remember that? And he talked about he had to get the ball to the flat, and he was too slow. You remember that?
He said he was. Yeah,
exactly. And that's, you're starting to see that was the beginning, and now you're seeing the results of that. Does it mean it's going to be perfect? No, but you could see what he's been instilling in his ear, or his assistant coaches, right? Or, Declan Doyle, whoever it may be, are implementing this process of understanding, take what is open quickly. And that helps out your offensive line as well. Because look, let's be real. 68 sacks last year is a lot. Some of those are on Caleb. I'm not saying all of them, but there's definitely at least 10 or so. They're on Caleb for holding the ball too long. Now, he may have also evaded 10, right, which is fair. But some of those are because there was maybe a running back in the flat, and he didn't drop it off. Just drop the ball off. Throw the ball away, right? Make quick decisions. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how that plays out this year, because I think what it's going to do is there might be more throwaways, but there's going to be less negative plays. And I think that's going to be so helpful, because as we know in the NFL, a negative play kills drives. That's why sacks are so important, and holding and penalties are so important. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. We'll see.
Me too. Let's go over this real quick. What was I say? So that entire first drive, I was just looking at the clips here real quick. You talked about it. I love that you brought it up that Ben Johnson was on Caleb in regards early in camp, just like, hey, it's not good enough. It's too slow. I want you to go back. Everybody, I know, Fick, you're going to. Watching that first drive, it's cut up. This guy, Caleb, is just last year, he was just indecisive. This was just very, very impressive in regards to how fast he got that ball out. I'm excited to look at the just the analytics, PFF, of course, see the time to throw there and when that ball was released, because it was impressive. So anyways, I know we're talking a lot about Caleb, as we should. I mean, this team, it's all about really the quarterback. The NFL, you go only as far as your quarterback can. But I think just overall statements for this game, it looks like a culture shift, and it looks like everyone's buying in. I think that is one of the biggest things here that I'm going to take away. Also, I want to talk about Santos. He looks really good. He didn't get a chance for that because I thought they were going to maybe give him an opportunity for another long kick.
Well, it was going to be on that one before half, but they ended up having the penalty, which then gave the Bills the chance on fourth down.
I was bummed, man. I was like, I wanted to see him. I didn't know. I want to know if he was going to allow, if Ben and company was going to allow Santos to kick it from there.
Probably would have had to get. I think they're on the 50, so they probably would have had to get like maybe 8 more yards and maybe give him a chance.
Yeah.
It'd have been interesting, but they ended up being a holding on that fourth down, so the Bills got the ball and missed it. So
no Tooney today, no Swift. Offense looked good.
Yeah, people are asking why Swift didn't play, and I'm like, what we're looking at now with how the running backs are getting injured.
Well, same thing with Tooney. It was like, I posted
Tooney makes sense because he's a veteran. It's like you shouldn't be out there.
All pro, Super Bowl. I think you can. I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Swift too, though. The last thing you want is if he goes down, that running back room is
cooked.
You're making you're sending a fourth, fifth round. You're making some calls fast.
100%.
So you don't risk it.
No. I am totally fine. Again, you know how I feel about preseason. If they don't want to play at all, I'm okay with it. Give me the regular season. Make sure this team is right. I know reps are important, and I get it. It's a fair balance, but just can't
real quick, guys. We have over almost 4,000 across all platforms. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe. We're going live twice a week. Instant reactions after every single game. If you're new here, Bears Film Room, we've been doing this for a couple of years. Episode actually number 160 in the books tonight. So we appreciate the love. We're almost to 10,000 subs. We love it. I think we can go ahead and get to an ad break. Are we going to do our voicemails tonight?
Yeah, we got 2 of them. Okay. I think we got 3 of them in, so we'll hit them as well.
All right.
Also, if this is your first time to the show, we do voicemails. You can hit this line down here. Go to that URL, use your phone, record. Let us know your thoughts of the game. We normally play them on all of our post-game shows or pregame whenever you send them in. So you got time to do that now. This is your final warning, but we'll go ahead and get to our ad read. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events that we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show.
Absolutely. We actually just had our Patreon call, I think. What was it?
Saturday. Yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah, Saturday.
These days went by, but yeah.
Bro, the entire what's the word? Weekend has just flown by. But let's get to if you guys are cool with it, I would love to get to some of our voicemails here. I know there's not been first of all, we failed. I failed. I forgot to tweet it out during Caleb's stretch of balling out, which that's on me, but you guys should know better too, especially our loyal fans that have been watching. So, but we'll get it out. We already have a plan in place to be posting the link, and it's super easy. All you guys got to do when you're doing the voicemails, you don't even have to call. You just click the link, you hold a button on your phone, you talk to it, you release it, it sends it to us. We play it on the show. Super simple. I don't know if you want to get to him now.
Yeah, I got him. Let's pull him.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna start with We're gonna start with JJ here.
The Bears are gonna win the Super Bowl. Caleb Williams is gonna win MVP. We're so blessed with Ben Johnson. Life is so good. The Bears are fucking back. Bear the fuck down. The Bears are gonna win the Super Bowl.
Short and sweet. I love it. Thank you, JJ. Happy about that. Let's go to Adam here.
This looks like the offense for Williams. I think the absolute best fit for him. And I think him and Johnson are going to do big things. But for me, it's Luther Burden. I mean, kid looks outstanding. He's run blocking, making jukes in the open field, showing great hands, confidence. I don't know. I mean, Zacchaeus is great and everything, so maybe it's a veteran thing where, you have to earn your stripes to get out there with the starting offense. But, yeah, wheels up for sure.
I like that. Wheels up.
Yeah, wheels up for sure. All right, we'll end it here with Phil.
What's up, y'all? It's Phil. I'm at the game right now. We're whipping the shit out of the Buffalo Bills, 38-0, and it is a beatdown, you guys. It is an absolute massacre. All right, so from someone that was at the game, let me give you guys the goods. Caleb Williams looked phenomenal from start to finish. I mean, obviously, he only played 2 series, but he could have went. I mean, the second series should have went longer. I don't blame him for some of the passes. Yes, they were a little off, but Rome should have made that last catch to move the sticks. I'll tell you what, guys. I've been to a decent amount of Bears games in my life. I've never seen the Chicago Bears look this good. And look, I know that it is preseason. I understand that. But you still have to go out there and play the game. These are the Buffalo motherfucking Bills. This is a good football team. And we bitch smacked them all over the field, did whatever we wanted all game long. I'm telling you guys, it's time to believe. When I was in the chat the other day, we had people in there questioning all this shit, talking shit about Ryan Poles, talking shit about the line. Look, I get it. And I'm not talking about you boys talking about, the left tackle situation. It's different. We had people that were straight gloom and dooming. Look, guys, Bears fans, if you want to gloom and doom, do your thing. But now's not the time because we're going far this year. We're going to whoop ass. Bear down. Let's fucking go. BFR rocks. Love y'all. Peace.
Love it. Thank you.
And this is why we do voicemails. We love the passion. Love you, Phil. Enjoy it. Drive safe, man. Like I said, I bet it was electric rocking at
I'm sure it was fantastic. Oh, my God. And I mean, only thing that made it better if it was regular season, but that would have been awesome.
You beating the Bills 38-0, the regular season would be
you'd have to pinch.
That would be nuts. Anyways,
be crazy.
Enough of fan fiction, but all I gotta say is the voicemails are always fun. We actually post some of these on our TikTok as well and Instagram. Some of them have just gone crazy viral because you guys are funny, passionate. So keep sending them in. I know it's the preseason. We're all kind of getting the routine of this, but be aware of the voicemail line. We're going to be tweeting it. So follow us, follow the socials, and we'll get those voicemails in. So appreciate everyone that kind of sent one in today, though. I loved it, man. Luther Burden. I like that voicemail. That's a good one. I think it's very, very. He also talked about how this just feels like Caleb's offense.
Well, they're making it. Look, Ben Johnson said, Declan Doyle said,
he's crafting it.
Offense is gonna be based around your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be an exact replica of
what I like about it. He's been asked about it. Ben has been asked about it. What is this offense going to look like? What are you going to, just kind of getting details, trying to, have they solidified what they're going to do? And he's like, no, it's still fluid, right? It's still being crafted, curated towards the weapons, towards this team, obviously the offensive line and everything like that. So I'm impressed. I want to go back and look at the tackle position. We talked about Theo. I think Ozzie played today too. So
not at left. I don't think he played at left though.
Was he right?
He was right the whole time. Yeah, he was the second.
I thought Darnell Wright played well too. He needed that. I thought he needed a big game.
So
Ben Johnson just said here, as far as the severity of injuries, they're still checking in on that. So we have nothing. And then Caleb Williams just said it was very important for the ones to go out and perform as they did. It was extremely important, is what he said. So
I think he said something also about you want the team to play clean football, and that's what they did. That's what I'm most proud of, or something like that. Which is, that was one of my keys to the game was like, how was this team going to look from just like a processing execution standpoint? Like not like how many yards they ended up getting, which they ended up getting a shit ton, but did they come to play and like were they mentally in check? And it seemed like they were on both sides of the ball. There really weren't that many penalties on the Bears. I don't know the total count, but I think they did a pretty decent job. Only remember like a big pass interference, maybe a couple holding plays on offense. I mean, then besides that, it really wasn't much. That late hit by Austin Booker on the third down.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, they're pretty clean. Under 5 penalties in the game or something like that. I didn't see the rest of the fourth, but
yeah.
Either way, I think it was a pretty good job.
Yeah, and I realize it's not going to be like this every single game, but we got to enjoy these when they come because we don't know. Start out 4-2 last year, and we won one.
Let's not talk about what happened after that. It wasn't great. So didn't see a win again till week 18. For those who may have forgotten about how bad last year was. Question though, news broke.
Yeah.
Today, Trey Hendrickson. Okay. I want to know your thoughts on this. I put this tweet out. I think people is about split. Some people are like, that makes sense. Some are like, why would you say that? So my perspective was, this team is not one player away from being contenders. Okay.
I hear you.
Going in on Trey Hendrickson may not be the right move for where this team is at right now. And also due to what you'll have to pay him. And the age, it probably doesn't line up. It's not the exact same as Khalil Mack. You didn't have to pay Khalil Mack, I think, when you traded him. He just got an extension for Las Vegas, I'm pretty sure, and he wanted out. Or he just got paid the year before, something like that. But I'm pretty sure we didn't pay him right off the bat. So my question for you, do you think not like from a
we paid him
standpoint?
Isn't that why they traded him?
Is it?
They couldn't get a deal done. Yeah.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right.
They
couldn't get a deal done. That makes sense. That's where most trades happen, just like this one. So disregard that. I was wrong on that one. But what not a personal standpoint, but when you're looking at this team, do you feel like that is the right move to make, to trade for Hendrickson so that it puts us in that Super Bowl contention window? Or do you think that this team's not yet at that point and that move might be something similar to Khalil Mack where you kind of jumped the gun a little bit too early and then you ended up biting you in the ass years later?
It's the same thing with Micah Parsons, which I got some flack back. I didn't want to trade for Micah. You're going to give up a lot of capital. I think this team I think they can draft. I think Ryan Poles can draft pretty well. And they wanted to build through the draft. And for me, for Micah and Trey Hendrickson, it's going to cost a lot.
A lot.
And you're going to pay a lot. And I understand rookie quarterback. Or he's a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract. You want to take advantage of that. For me, I just don't think that's the way to go. But I trust those guys more. I think Hendrickson would be it would put this defense over the top. I mean, it would be if everyone's healthy, it would be disgusting what they could do. I think obviously he's an NFL sack leader last year.
17.
Same thing with Micah. Hendrickson, I think, might cost less than Micah Parsons,
he's
right?
older.
Due to age and everything.
Yeah.
So that right
31.
there, I'm actually like, I would be for. And if you can solidify, give him a contract, you have the ability and the money, the flexibility. So Hendrickson, I'm more so over Parsons. But again, I would just be a little worried because, I don't think they're a player away. But at the same time, how do we know? Because the Washington Commanders last year, we had no idea they would get to the NFC Championship game. So for me, with Caleb and Ben, who's to say this team is not ahead of schedule, right? We haven't played game 1. So who knows what they're going to look like week 16. So for me, I don't like that, but I get it. So I'm like, for me, it all depends on the price. Giving away first rounders really bothers me, especially with the Mac trade. I don't think we want it.
The cap too, because he's gonna get a big deal. So you're eating.
This is the time to do it. If you don't utilize it at all, I think that's a failure too.
Oh, well, the thing is, we've utilized a decent amount this year. We spent a shit ton on our offensive line. Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman. We spent, it's not Dio Adengbo.
They're allocating resources.
We extended Kyler Gordon. We extended TJ Edwards. So we definitely have money. It's like we're in a tight fit, but it's not like we were a year ago. A year ago, it's like, dude, we have an open bank account. Slide the card. Who cares?
But I drafted players like Ozzie, Luther, Shamar Turner. Those type of players is very, very important.
That's why teams that draft well, Eagles, go on to do well because they have a lot of young guys that are cheap,
Carter,
that perform well.
So I love Darnell Wright, but Jalen Carter, very, very cheap right now. He doesn't cost a lot.
I think that's why you make a good point, right? The analogy of we could be the Commanders is very true. That's the ceiling, right? But I have to be a little bit realistic and say, hey guys, this is the same franchise that hasn't won, who haven't won double-digit games since 2018, right? And then even before that, they didn't do it since like 2010. So like in the past 20 years, they've only had 1 or 2 seasons with 10 or more wins. So, and I know that you can't take all of the past regimes and all that stuff, but like I think it's just you have to prove to me a little bit more for me to be sold that this is a contending team. Like contending is like top 6, guys, right? Like you're contending means that you're easily winning your division. Which
but at the same time, I see the people like, hey, how can you contend if you don't have an elite pass rusher, right?
No, that's
Sweat,
fair.
I don't think he's that. I think he's really good, but imagine Sweat and
Hendrickson.
it'd
be amazing. Yeah. It'd be amazing.
Look,
but the talent's there. It's not about the talent. It's more of like, can I see it on paper first? Can this team go out and win and wins? Like, can this team prove to me? And then I'm like, okay,
you gotta take risks though. I get both sides. I see your side. It's like,
well, I think I'm a little burnt.
You're
from
scared
Khalil.
to pull the trigger. Yeah, I'm scared to pull the trigger
because the Khalil situation, right?
And no, it's how I felt. But I was more so like,
damn. And I love the Khalil Mack trade, but it's just like that. To be honest, the Khalil Mack trade, what it did, not that we had to hit on our first rounders, but not having first rounders for basically 2 or 3 years, because then we also had to trade up when we had our first round to get Fields. Like that did put a damper on this team, building up. So, and I love Khalil Mack. I would probably do the trade again, but because you didn't have an answer to your quarterback, which to be fair, we don't necessarily fully yet. I think we both agree that Caleb more than likely will be that franchise guy, but we still got to see a full season under some competent coaching. And we think that will happen, right? Games like this give you more hope and more confidence that he's going to ball out. But I just need to see it. I'm sorry. Cautiously optimistic is how we've kind of approached the season going in. And I think that's just how I'm going to stay. And so because of that, I don't think I can take that risk yet. Now, if it comes near the deadline, right, the trade deadline, and Poles wants to make a trade like he normally does, I'm for it. Let's say we're 4-2 at that point. Offense is looking good. We're humming. Caleb looks like the guy. Then that risk seems a little more calculated to take than it does before the season's even started. But that's just my take. That's just how I felt about it. I was surprised about how many people, a lot of people thought we were contenders. I think I was just a little shocked by that because I'm like, guys, I think we might be sipping the Kool-Aid a little bit. the contenders.
When you start you're all 0. Everyone's 0-0. I don't think I see both
contender
sides.
though, Dave. That's like top 6. To go from you're 5-12 to say you're a top 6 team the next year. I don't care how many improvements you make on paper.
No, I think a lot of fans are just they see potential. They see a lot of potential in this team. So that's why they're like, hey, that potential makes me believe that we can be contenders. And so that's where they're speaking from. And I get it. Fair. I want them to be. Everyone wants the Bears. If you're watching this pod or you're a Bears fan, you want them to be in that contention, top 6, a Super Bowl bubble team. They got to prove it first, but we'll see. But that's
we'll see. Hey, look, I pray to the NFL gods that I'm completely wrong. Please, that'd be the best thing that could happen to me. My take of us not being contenders being proven wrong. So Caleb and team and Ben, go out there and prove me wrong. I'm totally fine with that. I will eat my words if we're out here and we're in the, fighting for a top seed in the NFC. But I just need to see it. So games like this help, though. I'll tell you what, Dave. Seeing games like this, that gives you a little bit more hope. I'm sure the people that already thought us were contenders probably think we're Super Bowl winners after a game like this. So nothing wrong with that at all. Go ahead and sip that Kool-Aid. This is we haven't had situations like this often. So this is
get that out of here. I don't know who Taz is.
I didn't even see that. My bad. I was just going through.
Yeah. No, I love it. We're well, I think we'll wrap it up here. Let's get to our shout outs, Fick. If you
let's do that.
Again, insane amount of people on YouTube. Love you guys. We're gonna be back here every single twice a week, like I said. Bears are back. Football's back. It feels good. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. And I hope you have a great, I know tomorrow's Monday, but at least it's Victory Monday. Enjoy the week. Bears football is very, very close, right around the corner. And let's get to our shout outs and we'll get out of here.
Let's do it. We got a new face gang in here. Jeffrey Mahafe. Let me know if I said that right, my man. So on YouTube said, just an 80s kid watching preseason for the first time in 3 decades. And I loved what I saw. I look forward to your content this season. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. # new face gang. # bear down. Hey, we love that. Appreciate it, Jeffrey. Shout out to the 80s. What a great decade. Love that. And then let's go through our OGs in here. We got Michael across the pond with the # OG. Let's fucking go. Bring on week 1. Absolutely, Michael. I know it's probably like 4 a.m. right now in the UK, so at least you'll be able to sleep well. Shout out here to Cheeseheads in the Bear podcast, # OG. Shout out to you. We got Amon here on YouTube with the # OG. Love the Bears shitting on the Packers logo on the field. And then we got #DeGun with the Bears news. Appreciate that. And then we got Kyler Villagomez, the # OG. Bears are so back. Kyler, you're absolutely right. Loved all of that. Appreciate you guys all support. Oh, we got some more coming in. Here we go. We got Isaac here with the # OG. Let's go. Victory Monday, baby. Absolutely. Love that. Love all the support here. Oh, and then I just want to throw this here because we have some cheers from Travis. Cheers, Vicky and Dave. Always appreciate thoughts. No problem. Thank you, Travis. Absolutely. Appreciate that. We do have one question, though, we'll get to here.
Okay.
Illini Dave. Good first name. I'm sure you appreciate that one. Will Caleb play week 3, or is it a wrap for QB1 until the regular season starts? What's your thoughts, Dave?
I want him to be in bubble wrap. That's how I feel it. I think Ben will probably feel the same way. I feel like they got some valuable reps out there. Confidence. Everyone's feeling good. Like Caleb said, they needed this. They wanted it. They got it. Wrap them up, especially with the injuries tonight. So
I think the same way. Please don't put him out there. I'm cool. It's fine. Give me 2 weeks. I'll figure out something. I'll make the games fun in my head. We'll be all right. And then we got Pascal Johnson with another OG in here. Great show, guys, as always. Appreciate it. This show is only great because of people like you, because this is the Bears Film Room podcast, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, because Dave and I are fans like y'all. We get hyped about belt-to-ass games like this, Bills, just whooping them. We get excited about that, and we also get depressed about the Hail Mary and Commanders game, but we'll forget about that. But, yes, we appreciate all the support, as always. You guys are great. The show wouldn't be anything without y'all. One final plug here. We do have a Discord, which we were in during the games. Tons of people in there. We got like 70 people or so, and we're growing that. If you just go to the BFR Twitter, you can join our Discord in there. It's free. Got a bunch of great stuff in there. We just shoot the shit, bunch of topics, talk about games, sports, anything in between. It's a good time in there. So make sure to join that as well.
No, I agree with everything. Discord's been awesome. Appreciate your guys' support. I just can't wait, man. I'm excited the Bears are back. The football's back. It feels good. This is to be able to talk with everyone, enjoy, whether it's on Twitter, Discord, any social platform, just to see everyone talking Bears and the energy the spirits just be so high. This is what the regular, this is what opening week's about. This is why, you're 0-0 and you have a chance. So I'm excited.
Hopium, man.
I can't wait to get into the film on this one. Same thing. What I want to say now is also, again, this show presented by Sports Mockery wouldn't be here without them. Also, I'm going to have an article or two probably up by the morning. Fick, I know you're going to be working on some stuff, so check out our articles over there on sportsmockery.com. Any other sports stuff, Eric does great stuff as well. So if you need any type of Bears content, check us out over there, and don't want to miss it. And of course, follow us on socials. We'll be back here soon, like we always are.
Bear down, right?
All right, bear down.
Peace.